Come on, BTC.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back, Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 25th of October. It's 11 a.m. Central European Time. It's Friday. It's the last day of the week, but it's not the last stream we have of the week. In 3 hours' time, we will be streaming the Puff Go AMA. 3 hours from now. To take part in that, you really need to go and download the app on your phone because it's a play along, which I think is the first in history. The first time in the history of crypto, we have got a play along. Well, forget all the gaming streamers, that's not the point. We're going to do that in 3 hours. That's not going to be me. That is going to be the Oracle. The Oracle is going to do the Puff Go AMA in 3 hours. It is already in the calendars on the streams where we can add in advance. For those that haven't been updated, we can't update until we've done this stream, but some of you will be able to see it in the calendar, so go and check that out. We have a busy day ourselves today. We are going to go through Hester Peirce. We're going to go through what Charles Hoskinson has had to say yet again. We're going to talk about Chainlink. We're going to talk about real world assets. We're going to talk about Zach XBT. We're going to talk about Metalcore. I have no idea what that is, but we're going to talk about Metalcore. We're going to get through all of that in an hour, and hopefully, stream title of the show, Pamp It More. We have recovered just a little bit. As I said yesterday, I am at a loss as to why we were not any higher. Of course, you can say it's to do with the DXY, you can say it's to do with the S&P, but I think we are now starting to move back to the upside, and that's good for Bitcoin. Not so good for Ethereum at the minute. Everything's pumping around it. So we're going to have a look at that. Bottom left-hand corner, just under 182,000 followers. Please, if you do one thing today, give us a follow on the stream. We will be in tears when we hit 200,000, because for us, it's this massive milestone. We hit 100,000. I don't know when we hit 100,000, February, March time, April, whatever it was. So to hit 200,000 in the same year would be amazing. And the Oracle and myself, we watched back some of our older streams from 2023, where we weren't quite as fluid on camera as we are now. And we were at 80,000 last Halloween we were at 80,000. So we'll have done 100,000 in a year, which is absolutely incredible. A few good mornings. Kishan, Mags is in chat. Hidden Agendas is here. Chris is here. KB is here. Yes, the big news from Cardano. It is big. I am going to cover it when we talk about Charles, so I am not going to ruin the surprise. But yes, don't forget to smash the like button as well and say hello. Bottom right hand corner, as you're looking at the screen, $74,000. That's been the target since May. That hasn't changed. We've been sideways now for what feels like 400 years. But we are going to move up, or move, should I say, at some point soon. We can't stay here forever, can we? We are in the throes of the beginning of the end of 2024, and we need to be moving up. So I think that's pretty much the introduction done with. I have been getting the stream finished in an hour, which is the goal. I don't want to go to an hour and 20, an hour and 15. So we're trying to get the stream done in an hour. We do this 5 times a week. We have got another stream today. Also, I am going to be streaming tomorrow. I am going to be reviewing Cross, C-R-O-S, the token. I'm going to do a deep dive on it. Believe it or not, I've actually made 2 videos on it in the past for previous streamers. One of my sidelines is I make videos for other channels, and I've already reviewed it twice. So it's going to be second nature to me to talk about Cross. I know exactly what it is. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, maybe 1 o'clock. Maybe 1 o'clock. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the charts. Market cap 2.29. Volume still under 100 billion. Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance still way over 70%. All well and good. We have come down a bit on the fear and greed index. I think we were 61, 62 not long ago. We're now 52. Not bad, really. We don't really want fear and greed to be going into the 70s and 80s, because that's when you get corrections. Okay, so ideally we want it to be neutral, maybe in the 40s. And remember, when it gets down into the 20s and the 30s, that's the time to buy. You buy in the red, you sell in the green. It's just how it works. Right then, I also bought yesterday, and I do make a promise of telling you what I'm going to buy. Yesterday, I bought more NEAR, okay, 460, something like that. I paid for it, so I bought some more NEAR, and I was going to buy Moondeng, okay. Why? Because it's a funny little baby hippo, and I didn't buy Moondeng. And it's not going to show up on here because it's too small a cap. Moondeng has gone up 102% today because it's about to be listed on the futures of some exchanges. So had I bothered and bought Moondeng because it's a cute little hippo, I'd be up 100%. But being a cute little hippo should not be the reason to buy a coin. Okay, so I am not that upset at not buying Moondeng, because as I've been saying, I don't buy meme coins. Right then, Bitcoin coming in 67,650. It's up 1.5%. ETH is back at 2,500. BNB still below 600. Look at Solana. Solana doesn't care. Okay, Solana doesn't care. If people are falling in the pool, people are falling around drunk, Solana's still sitting there eating its vol au vents, having a good time. That's all Solana cares about at the moment. That's on a move. XRP hasn't. Doge hasn't. Tron hasn't. Nothing is really moving in the top 10. Bitcoin really at the minute is the one that everybody is keeping an eye on. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to tell you so, but Mew is the stream sponsor. Been telling you to buy it since 100% ago, and it's now nearly up at 1.1 cents. In the bull run, I think this could go to 5 to 10 cents, okay, at the end of the bull run, not the beginning. And that is not because they sponsor the channel. That is because that would give it a market cap of a decent enough size to not be overly optimistic, but still give you a really good return. So I think we could still 5 to 10x from here, even though it's already gone up 100%. That's great news. Chainlink is up. We're going to talk about why Chainlink is up. Beam is up. Bitcoin Cash. I can't even believe Bitcoin Cash is still there. I really can't. Radium is up again. Good signs. Cosmos is up. ICP is up. This is a day where decent coins are pumping. Decent projects. Pyth is in here as well. Gala, again, I love Gala to bits, but it's just not moving. I just think the gaming narrative has gone for now. It will come back, of course, but for now it's gone. And we are seeing more and more games coming online. We're seeing other non-Web3 projects talking about Web3 games. PuffGo, we're going to talk about in 3 hours. That is a great looking Web3 game for your mobile. Brogan said himself, it's the best Web3 game he's played, okay? And there's no better seal of approval than the Oracle casting his magic spell over these tokens and saying that's the best one. So, but Gala, I love the concepts of Gala and I love the project itself, but it's just not moving. So they're the gainers. I'm not sure what is going to be down. Popcat, safe. Aerodrome. I nearly pulled the trigger on buying Aerodrome today. I basically, one of my my stakes came good last night, and I decided to split it into 2 different coins. Aerodrome, again. Jupiter, I don't really care what it's at. It's going to go a lot higher than that, 98 cents. Mantra at $1.30, I think is a little bit overpriced to get into right now. I did say in the video I made about Mantra, 90 cents was a good price. That was 50% ago. So had you bought at 90 cents, you'd be 50% up. I am not a sage, by the way. Mantra and everything else goes up with the market. I'm just saying I would have personally bought it at 90 cents. Mog is down, a few of the meme coins are down, but all in all, let's not worry too much about this. It's a pretty good day overall. Let me have a look at the chats. Solo Sky is here. Danny is here. Tariq is here. Good morning. Mag said Puff is a funny game. I have played it. I have installed it because I want to have a look around. It's the first gaming AMA that we've done. Okay, we have done gaming nights before. We've done Star Atlas before. We've looked at other projects before. So it's not the first time we've done gaming, but it's the first time we've done a gaming AMA. Most of our AMAs have been, I'm not going to call them serious because that's disrespecting Puff, but they've been about serious style projects, not entertainment projects. So being that the Oracle is the gaming maestro, he's the one that needs to do this. Anyway, back to the show. Eric Balchunas is the font of all knowledge when it comes to ETFs. Great stats, never ceases to amaze me. I'll go one further. In the last 4 years, 1,800 ETFs have launched, and the Grayscale ETF is the, sorry, not the Grayscale, the BlackRock ETFs is the most successful of them all. Look at, these are the top ETFs that have launched. The top 4 are Bitcoin, ARK, Fidelity, Bitwise, BlackRock. Then you've got Van Eck, ProShares, CoinShares. Further down, Franklin, Grayscale, Invesco. You've then got the Ethereum ones in there, Fidelity, Bitcoin. Again, this year, in the land of suits and ETFs, this year has been the year of crypto ETFs, okay? You know, when you see Adele stand up there to accept her awards for Wailing for 12 songs, it's Bitcoin's year. If there was a Grammys for ETFs, Bitcoin and maybe a little bit of Ethereum, they would walk away with all the awards. They'd be getting a big sack and they'd walk out the door because they've won all the awards. Top volume, top inflows, top trading, everything is just a clean sweep with Bitcoin. And yet you still have the odd politician telling you that it's used by nefarious characters. Now, this is an interesting one. I have no affiliation with this project, but I just thought it was a really cool crypto project. And the reason is this. If you have health problems and you hold Health Sol, so we talked about various different liquid staking tokens on here before, haven't we? We've talked about Marinade Sol, we've talked about B Sol. Some of the exchanges themselves are getting their own Solana, but this one, If you hold your Solana in HealthSol, you obviously gain a yield on it, but you also get access to healthcare. Now, again, like I said, I have no affiliation with this whatsoever. I might make a video about them, but I think this is a really clever way of giving something back, because Sol is a yield-bearing asset. It's proof of stake. It pays 6%. Now, if there's 100,000 or 500,000 a year, well, that's enough to employ, or not employ, but book a certain number of online appointments with your doctor or a doctor. I think this is a really nice idea. I'm not saying it's going to be a success. I'm not saying you should go out and buy HealthSol just for the sake of it, but I think it's a really nice little touch. Now then, there's a couple of little one-liners in here that, again, I like to show other people that agree and disagree with me, because I am just like you. I am just giving you my opinion. Don't get shaken out. You need to retire your entire bloodline this bull run. Okay, now maybe that's a little bit extreme, but don't get shaken out. We could go to $80,000 in 4 weeks' time. We could then correct straight back down to $60,000 in December. I don't want you shaken out by that move if it happens. Okay, global events can happen which could do that. Of course they can. Don't get shaken out. If you fell over in a marathon, or if your shoelace came undone in a marathon, okay, it's a 24-mile race, whatever it is. You bend down to tie your shoelace. What's that? 30 seconds, a minute? It's a 2.5-hour race. So it's less than 1% you've given the other people in a head start. Okay, you can still get back in the race. You can still run your race. You can still finish it in a good time. You're in a marathon. It's not a sprint to the end of October. It's not a sprint to December. You're holding your bags for the end of the bull run. Now, I could be wrong. It might not be October. It could be May. Fair enough. We will see where we are in May. But we are certainly not ending the bull run on October the 26th. So if you start to read people saying, oh, we've topped out now, we're going down, it's over, okay? I've just shown you Bitcoin and Ethereum, the greatest ETFs of the year. Bitcoin 4x'd how gold started. This is not the end of the bull run. Don't get shaken out. This is another brilliant quote from Meow. Meow is the top cat at Jupiter. Degens run the world. I think he means the world of crypto. Suits keep it running. Again, creatives, people with energy, young people, a lot younger than me, with the energy to see things through, they run the world. We simply follow along. The suits, because of their financial instruments, they keep it going. So let's move on. Zach XBT, again, I think there is a documentary coming out and Zach XBT is going to be in it. I don't know a lot about that, but we'll see. Now then, this is I'm not going to go into it. Arkham are more like a security. Should we get the definition for you? They don't give a definition. Basically, Arkham monitor on-chain transactions. They believe that the American government has been compromised for $20 million in crypto. That's what they believe. Okay? Zach went off and started to investigate this. It is likely theft, as funds tied to the US government started going to instant exchanges like NExchange, Swift Chain, and others, and they were the transactions out. So, I do think that somehow some wallets got compromised for $20 million and the funds have gone missing. So again, not saying that's a good thing, but that's what's happened. Right then, also we do have a poll question of the day, which we'll go through after this. Poll question of the day is a good one. Right, 14 of the top 20 best performing coins since the beginning of the year are meme coins. This cycle is a meme cycle. Murad is not to be trusted, by the way. He is a meme coin shiller. Of course he's going to say this, okay? But the fact is, when you have a coin start at zero and that coin goes to 50, 100, $500 million, of course you're going to see these stupid returns. please do not be fooled into aping your entire portfolio into any of these coins, okay? I am not saying they're not going to go up anymore. What I'm saying is, look down the list of the top 20. Giga, Popcat, Mog, Turbo, Whiff, Maga, Pepe, Ponke, Flocky, Bitcoin, okay? Not the Bitcoin, another Bitcoin, right? They're all meme coins, but they start at zero. You're then talking about the likes of Aero, Ondo. These projects are solid projects with solid teams behind them. That's where, over a longer period of time, your money is going to make more wealth for you. Not the likes of going into OSAC or People or whatever it might be. You are going to want to go and play with meme coins. Rule of thumb, maximum 5% of your portfolio. If you've got $10,000, $500 goes into memes. That's it. Please don't do more than that. And if you do more than that, you're entering a really volatile market, because Giga, last time I checked today, Giga was down 30% in the last 24 hours. So if you'd put $100 in yesterday, you'd now have $70. Okay? So these are showing you the top out of those meme coins. And yes, some of them will retrace a bit and go even higher. A lot of them will go straight back down. And I don't trust Giga because I think it's been pumped by shillfluencers. But I've got to be honest, if I have picked 3 cat memes for the bull run. I have picked Popcat, I have picked Mog, and I have picked Mew. So they are 3. But I've also said, and I've said it for a long time, Popcat is starting to get too expensive. It's now $1.40. I was talking about it at 60 cents. Mew, stream sponsor, it's now double the price I told you to get in at. The issue with that is that, yes, over the course of the bull run, it might do another 10x, but we don't know what it's going to do in the next 3 or 4 months. It could retrace with the market, and then that's your opportunity to buy. That's what I would do anyway. Right then, we're going to move on to some proper information now. Can I review Daddy, says Eddie. You mean Daddy by Andrew Tate? I can review it. I can also include the Zach XBT commentary on Daddy. That's the problem. I did look at Daddy a while back. It's a coin backed by Andrew Tate. I've made a video over the weekend, and it highlights a few celebrities and crypto influencers that have launched their own coin, and every one of them has gone down 95, 97%. BitBoy, we've got Carl the Moon, we've got Crypto. I'm not saying the scams by any means, I'm saying their projects have gone down 95%. Because of that, I will never really recommend anything that's backed by a celebrity, because at the end of the day, why is the celebrity doing it? Even Iggy Azalea's mother coin, that she's tried her hardest, it's still down about 60%. Right then, Hester Peirce's potential SEC chairmanship, a new era for Ripple and crypto. Again, yesterday there was a very funny interview between Bloomberg UK and Gary Gensler, and the lady basically said, if Donald Trump comes in, he's going to sack you, isn't he? And Gary Gensler said, please move on to the next question. Gary Gensler knows what's going to happen. Gary Gensler is supposed to be the head of the SEC until mid-2026. He'll be gone in February 2025. End of Gary Gensler, okay? I'm neutral on Gary Gensler. Remember, he has a job to do. And remember, he is politically swayed by those above him. He's doing his job. He is a pawn. Do not think that Gary Gensler is anything other than a pawn, okay? On a chessboard, he is one of the least important pieces on the board, okay? He is simply doing what he is told, and that is move forward in the direction we tell you. He can't go sideways. He can't go backwards. He's just a pawn, right? You want to look behind the pawns. Who are the people? Who are the rooks? Who are the bishops? Who is the queen and who is the king? And at the end of the day, I would like to say Joe Biden is the king, but at this moment in time, it could be Kamala Harris. It will hopefully be Donald Trump. He's in charge. Donald Trump is likely to put somebody else in charge of the SEC and has said to fire Gary Gensler on day one. So Hester Peirce has discussed potential changes to the current regulations. The SEC has primarily been relying on enforcement, which is bad. She believes it's not the correct way. She's absolutely right. If you look at what the UK is doing, they've said, there are the rules, play by them. That's it, okay? If you break the rules, you lose your license, off you go. In America, it's a case of, we're not going to tell you what the rules are. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for you to break what we think is a rule that we haven't told you about, and then take you to court and enforce through litigation. And that's not the right way to do it. Meaningful reforms can occur immediately. And again, this is why I think, even though I said that the XRP bull run is over, if Hester Peirce comes in, or the chap from Robin Hood comes in, they could just drop all the court cases on day one. XRP court case, the other court cases against exchanges, the other court cases against other people that are taken to court, they could all be dropped on day one. And then XRP's bull run is back on, okay? Not only will they drop the court cases, the likelihood is that we're going to see more ETFs. Now, what are the front runners for the ETFs? I've got the poll of the week up on our channel. We've got XRP, we've got Litecoin, we've got Solana. Some people have been mentioning Sui, maybe. I definitely think Solana is going to be an XRP, is going to be an ETF this time next year. I definitely think XRP is going to get one, probably Litecoin as well. And then after that, you'd be looking at other coins. And if you want an idea of what could be an ETF, go and have a look at Grayscale's website. Go and have a look at their specific trusts. Don't go look at the DeFi packages or anything like that. Go and look at their individual ETFs, not ETFs, not called ETFs, trusts. See what you think of them. But the winds are changing. Let's put it like that. The winds in the SEC are changing. Gary Gensler will be gone. Brad Garlinghouse has been talking out about these things. And again, I don't know what he expected. He was given a task, and that task was very simple: to stymie the advancement of crypto. That's what his task was. Where that came from, it was above his pay grade. So I would not be blaming Gary Gensler. And remember, Gary Gensler, he was the deciding vote on the Bitcoin ETF. And always remember that, because a lot of people forget there were either 7 or 5 votes. Can't remember which now. And the Democrats voted against, and the Republicans voted for. And the deciding vote was Gary Gensler. So if you want one person to thank for the Bitcoin ETF, it's Gary Gensler. 67.6, we have moved up. There are plenty of these yellow lines that we probably don't need anymore over here. Let's get rid of some of these. We are back on top of the downward, well, the trend line that we've got here. 69,500. That's all we're asking for. Break 69,500, go to 70,000, be happy. This level here is 69,000. This level we seem to be stuck at is 68,000. I think we've got a day left, and then we're going to go into the weekend. I think we could have a good weekend. I certainly think so. I'm not going to talk too much about Bitcoin because we talk about it every day. We're back above where we wanted to be above. Bitcoin gets a 7 out of 10 for me today. It's done a bit. It's not done enough. Missed a few steps. Happy days. Right, let's move on very quickly because I don't want to run out of time today. We have a busy show. Right then. Now, this was the news that Mags was talking about. Now, the news is very simple. Cardano have their summit right now, the Cardano summit. I don't know why this article always takes you to the bottom. Before we get into this, let's tell you the breaking news. So Cardano is using something called Bitcoin OS. I think it's called Bitcoin OS. And they're going to use that to connect Cardano up to Bitcoin. I've said this has been telegraphed by Charles for 2 years. Is it called Bitcoin OS? Is it something like that? There we go. Cardano unlocks 1.3 trillion Bitcoin liquidity with Bitcoin OS bridge integration. Again, there's lots of people with lots of different comments on it, but this is the breaking news from Cardano. I haven't covered it simply because it's one of those things. It's a little bit like when we talk about Visa having access to the different projects. So Visa has teamed up with Solana. It's teamed up with AVAX. It's teamed up with everybody. And each time these things happen, it's like, okay, well, it's not breaking news anymore, really, is it? I'm not going to keep talking about the people that Visa have teamed up with. KYC, free Visa cards, you can now get them as well. So again, the impact is lost. Now, Cardano is connecting to Bitcoin, great. But so is Solana through Zeus. So will Ethereum through some of its layer 2s. So will everything else. So although it's big news, for me, it's not big news. Big news for me on Solana would be news about proper DeFi platforms. Ondo going to Cardano. Stable coins pumping $2 billion into Cardano, okay? All of those things are bullish news for me. This isn't bullish news for me, okay? And that is why I did focus back on Charles. The reason it's not bullish news is, why do you want to do something on Bitcoin that you can do on Bitcoin? Why do you want to do it through Cardano? What's the reason to go to Cardano to do it? Now, if he does what he says he was going to do, which is basically have cross-chain staking. So what do I mean by that? If you've got 10,000 Cardano or ADA, you stake it on ADA, but you lock and you help secure a different blockchain. We talked about it with Solana 2-3 years ago. So you would stake Cardano and earn Solana. You would stake Cardano and earn Ethereum. That's what he's been talking about, and that's what I was super bullish on. Because if you've got Cardano, you're earning 2.6%, something like that, on your Cardano, because the inflation's quite low. If you can stake your Cardano and earn 2.6% in Cardano and 5% in Solana, it's a no-brainer. This would drive people to Cardano like it's never seen before. It's an incredible idea. And technically, according to Charles, it's possible. That's what's exciting about Cardano, not connecting to Bitcoin. Connecting to Bitcoin is not the exciting thing. It's what the potential of that could be, okay? Because there is no way I am moving my Bitcoin to Cardano. So whatever happens to Cardano, it has to do something with the ADA to tap into Bitcoin. That's going to be the challenge. And I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's 10 projects on Cardano working on a DeFi yield program to benefit from this. But the actual connection itself for me is not bullish. Zeus connecting up to Bitcoin, I am massively bullish about, because Zeus hasn't just said, right, we're going to connect Solana via the SVM to Bitcoin. No, we're going to provide a solution where you can stake your Zeus and earn yield and all of these kind of things. That's bullish about Zeus. This isn't bullish. Not yet. Let's see what happens. However, Charles has had a go at Chris Larsen of Ripple. Again, do I think somebody sat Charles down and said, listen, Charles, if you want your chain to go anywhere, you're going to have to kick up a bit of a fuss. You have to call people some nasty names. Have they done that? Because Charles has turned, not in a bad way, I'm not saying he's done it in a bad way, but he's gone salty, which I think is a youth term, isn't it? Salty. He's gone salty. And why has he had a go at Chris Larsen? Because Chris Larsen has given money to Kamala Harris. That's why he's gone salty. Charles has then basically said, for the first time in history, the Pentagon has been granted the authority to employ blah, 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 blah. So we don't talk about that. The directive targeting about that. Chris Larsen for contributing $11.8 million to the Democrats. Here we go. There is nothing like telling them, okay. Thanks to Chris Larsen and XRP, they now have $11.8 million for more ammunition to use against the people. Now, I can't talk about too many things. There's a lot of self-censorship on here. I have to be very careful what I say every day. And I appreciate that, and I understand why. But it's quite nuanced, and I don't want to start to talk about it without going off. He's basically had a go at Chris Larsen of XRP for giving money to the Democrats. For me, XRP are playing both sides. They've sat down with Donald Trump. They've sat down with Robert Kennedy. They're both teamed up now. And they've also got a foot in the door with the Democrats. They're playing both sides. That's all they're doing. So again, I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with Charles also having a problem with this. Charles is entitled to his opinion. So is Chris Larson, and so are we. And fair play. Now, the issue for Cardano holders is holding Cardano is like playing chicken. It's pretty much the last big coin to move in the bull run, okay? Everybody thought Cardano was finished in the last bull run, and then out of nowhere, it did that, okay? Went to whatever it went to. Now, we are seeing somewhat of a staged recovery from Cardano. We did have plenty of hopium. So with everything in the market starting in October, we saw the same move that everybody else saw. We went all the way up here. Everybody thought Cardano was going to go to $60, $25, and everyone was making posts about how it's going to be the second biggest asset in the world. And like everything else, apart from maybe Solana and Ton and Sui, it came straight back down under its bull market support band, and it's done this. And it has found absolutely no way through. However, we are coming to a crux, a position where Cardano has to break out. Now, we are in October. Believe it or not, we're going to go up for Bitcoin. We're going to do it in October, then November, then December. The alts will follow, maybe not as quickly, but the alts will follow. I think if you look at this, let's put our, actually we can borrow that line. Can we borrow that line? We like lines, don't we? There we go. Right, let's drag this over here. Okay, so let's put it about there. 1st of January. Should we change the color so it's not? There we go. I can see, like with a lot of coins, I can see us breaking up and making that kind of move by the end of the year. Okay, 50 cents is a good target for Cardano. That's a 50% move in 2 months. I think it's easily doable. It's been in the doldrums, and every time it's been in the doldrums in the past, which is over here, it's always broken up eventually. Nothing stays down here forever unless it's one of your crap coins. And I don't think Cardano is that bad. I think it's slow. I think they're trying to do things over a period of years rather than a period of months. But it will break up. I do see it getting to maybe 45, 50 cents, certainly by the end of the year. If you want a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x this bull run, I don't think Cardano is for you. But it's in one of my portfolios because I do think there is a lot of merit to seeing Charles with Javier Milei, seeing Charles with the guy from, what's he called now? I can never pronounce his name. El Salvador, but I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. Don't know how to say his name. He's been in Africa talking to leaders of countries in Africa about Cardano. So even though you might call him and say that they're not building anything, I don't see Solana talking to the heads of nations. I see Solana talking to Visa. I see Solana talking to blue chip companies. Franklin Templeton has gone to Solana. Cardano is doing it on a different level. Might not be the right level, but according to Charles it is, and that's getting nations involved. Interpol are looking into using Cardano for their systems. So you can't really compare Cardano and Solana unless you want to look at price action. If you look at price action, Solana's going to win. But they're moving in slightly different circles. And again, you know, Cardano is making a niche for itself. You can't run a nation state on Ethereum. You can't run a nation state on Bitcoin. You need a different type of project to do that. And Cardano could find that niche. And believe you me, if a nation state turns around and says, we're going to use Cardano for all of our government departments, it will go up. It's just not going to 100x like Moon Tang or whatever it's called. Right then, moving very quickly on. Good morning, Bullish Bull. We have sound today. Do you know what? I have no idea how that happened. The base was fully charged. The mic was fully charged. It just decided to die. I'm just checking it now. There, fully charged. I really don't know what happened. And the worst thing about it was, and I actually can't mention this because it'll happen again, won't it? We had no internet problems yesterday. Stream went perfectly fine. I still don't know what it is. I don't know if it's in the house. I don't know what it is, but something is happening. Anyway, 11:37. I'm actually enjoying the stream today, believe it or not. I was really tired. I didn't get up till like an hour before the stream. I was really tired, but this has been fun. I've not been looking at too much technical stuff today. It is a Friday as well, remember, and even on a Friday, I think we should take it a bit slower, less graphs, less charts, more conversation, more interesting things, a bit more diverse stuff. That's what we try and do on a Friday. And sometimes we do project reviews as well. In fact, what I will do at the end, during the conclusion, I'll bring up Puffverse. So you can have a look at that and then go and get the game. It's free, by the way. This isn't a paid shill or anything. The game is free. It's a Web3 game. They're about to launch a token. So I'm going to show it you. And I know some exchanges are a bit funny about showing projects that don't have tokens on their exchange. But that token, if it's a success, will get listed on exchanges. So we're trying to get you in at the beginning. Real world asset market still has one big hurdle to jump before it can take off. What was the title of this? RWAAI, whatever that might be. So for those that don't understand, RWA, real world assets, tokenization of things and putting them onto the blockchain. And the most obvious ones and the simple ones that we can do at the minute are things like government bonds, gilts, all that kind of good stuff. They are real world assets that are on the blockchain. You can look at stocks and shares. So Synthetics, which is a really good project that creates synthetic versions of stocks like Tesla. So if you're going to go and buy Tesla on the blockchain, you go to Synthetics or somebody like that uses it. And then you would get a synthetic version of Tesla or Apple or Google or whatever it might be. Alphabet, sorry. Now, it's a crossover between TradFi and DeFi. Yep, got no argument with that. Now, this is the big one, okay? In the next 6 years, these individual experts believe that between 10 and $16 trillion will move onto the blockchain from real world assets. Now, that's not going to pump your bags to the moon because this is simply moving currency assets from one sales channel to another. You can buy all of these things through your whatever private investment banker, whatever they're called, independent advisor, financial advisor. You can already do all these things, but you can't do it on the blockchain. So they think 10 and 16 trillion will come onto the blockchain in the next 6 years. I actually believe that is fairly accurate. I don't think that's being overly optimistic. Don't forget the crypto market cap by the end of this bull run, I believe, will be 8 to 10 trillion. These guys are saying in the next 6 years. So by the end of the next bull run, we're going to be at 10 to 16 trillion just in real world assets. Again, somebody said yesterday, I can't remember where it was it in Telegram or somebody said, what are you going to do with your money at the end of the bull run? Oh no, I know what it was. It was Packer on the video, I think. You've got two options, haven't you? You bring the money out to your bank, or you keep it on your exchange. You put it into fiat yielding positions on your exchange. You look at Ondo, you look at Swarm, you look at those types of projects, and you try and make about 5 or 6%. Keep your return above inflation. That's all you've got to do. If inflation is 3% and you can earn 3.5%, in real terms, you're gaining 0.5%. That's what you've got to do. And then you do that, was it 500 days from the top? So if we said November 2025 is the top, you need to hold all the way through to June 2027 to start buying again. That's a year and a half of making 5% on your money, 6% on your money. Over inflation, you're good to go for the next bull run. You can start dollar cost averaging in again. So we want to see this as well in crypto, because with this, they come all the suits then, and then comes all the regulation, and they tighten it all up, and everything becomes nice. But again, you can say, well, that takes the fun out of it, that reduces the returns. No, it doesn't, because the friction is gone. The friction where you need $500,000 to get into these projects is gone, because you can do it online and you can do it through the blockchain. So you can verify yourself, and it lowers that barrier to entry for every single person watching this. If you want to go and buy government bonds right now, today, you would have to maybe go to Vanguard. Okay. But if you went to an investment advisor, you'd need to be talking about a $100,000 buy before he'd even look at you. With this, you could put $10,000, $5,000 in and buy those. Maybe there's a minimum buy of $100, okay? So they're lowering the barrier to entry, and all of that liquidity that's been there for the last 50 years can suddenly make it through. And don't think that the exchanges that you're on right now, don't think your bank that you're with right now, don't think they're not going to get on the action. They're going to offer these tokenized assets as well, because they realize how much friction has been removed from the system as well. So as well as coming to Web3, we're going to see Web3 coming to Web2 as well. That's the other thing to be excited about. So I'm very positive about stuff like this. There are going to be massive winners. BlackRock is going to be a massive winner. There's going to be other winners. Franklin Templeton will win, all of that kind of thing. So anyway, so this is what they expect to move the type of real world asset. Commodities, what's that? Gold and oil. Yield-bearing stable coins, USDY, for example. Private equities, Tesla. Real estate, so the property market is coming online. Underwriting, where you get paid a yield for helping support insurance policies and things like that. Government securities, bonds and yields from the American government, for example, and then carry trade protocols we're not going to go into on here. The carry trade thing that happened between Japan and America just caused a right load of kerfuffle a couple of months ago. I'm not going to go into that. So overall, very happy, very excited. I think this is very bullish for everybody out there. You should all want this kind of thing, okay? When you have a restaurant and you've got your locals in there, and we're the locals, okay? Don't forget, we're the locals. We sit there, we eat the meal of the day, and we just have a bit of fun. But it's a good restaurant. And then suddenly one day, a group come in and they're wearing suits. And then the following day, a posh-looking family walk in. And then the following day, there's big table bookings, and suddenly your restaurant's busy, and you're not happy because you like your quiet little restaurant. But it's not about you, it's about the restaurant. Crypto is that restaurant. We want everybody in crypto, and we want them to come in however they can come in, because it's not about you. At the end of the day, it's about expanding crypto, causing the least amount of scammage to people as possible, and giving people what they haven't had for the last 30 years, access to financial instruments that they've never had. That's what it's all about. Now, moving on to the scammy scams, we're going to talk about Zach XBT, the masked detective unmasking crypto criminals. We're not going to talk about this too much. How long do we have left? Oh, we've got plenty of time. Good morning, Eugene. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. Remember, smash the like button and vote. The poll of the day, by the way, is, because I didn't tell you before, which is the better ecosystem? Is it A, Solana, or B, Ethereum? 94% of you have said Solana. 94%. So Ethereum, with all of its DeFi, with all of its burgeoning layer 2s, you're saying that that ecosystem is worse than Solana's ecosystem. Wow. Well, again, that's the poll. You know, what's that thing about if enough people cast a vote, then the decision is right. If enough people guess how many marbles there are in a jar, the average will be right. So maybe you are right. Maybe Solana is the best ecosystem. I prefer Solana, by the way, but again, now then, we're not going to talk too much about this, but basically, I talk about him a lot, but I never tell you who he is. So he is an investigator on X. Oh, that's where you can get hold of him. And he has a look through different projects. He will have a look at Solana, Ethereum-based projects. He went through that $243 million theft. That was the Genesis investor that was scammed. The people all got arrested thanks to Zach XBT. He got the culprits, helped them. He got 79 million back. He started as a victim of a crypto scam, but now he's the go-to guy. There are a couple of these. There is Crypto Rug Muncher. There is Zach XBT. There was a guy that I mentioned on here 2 days ago, okay? There are good people out there, and they normally try to remain anonymous because, of course, when you're uncovering these types of activities worth millions and millions of dollars, it can put a bit of a price on your head. So he tries to stay anonymous. You can't blame him for that. But he does work with the likes of the FBI and the CIA, and he does work with Interpol, he does work with the UK authorities. He's a good guy. And most of the time, he will send the information to the authorities before the authorities even know about it. So he's a good guy. Let's see if there's anything in here I can tell you to bring. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about this. This is his life story. I just wanted to introduce him. So Zach XBT, if you've never heard of him, we do talk about him from time to time on here. If you want to go and follow him on X, just to keep up with how he works, he does it. He looks at wallets, he uses bubble maps. He'll go and look at transactions. He'll see what exchanges are being used, all that kind of stuff. He's a really good guy to follow, and he does it in simple terms, but he does get a lot of grief from people, and it's quite sad when he's out there trying to do his best. I think last time we mentioned him, it was to do with the meme coin shiller that we had on before that I said don't trust, and he uncovered his wallets and the bags that he'd bought, and he tagged them and stuff like that. And basically, he was suggested this guy has the possibility to rug $100 million. Fair enough, it's his job, okay? It's public information. It's not like Zach has gone and dug something up that's mean. Anyway, we're going to move on, because before we get to the end of the show, I want to talk about the stream that we have. In 2 hours' time, we're going to talk about PuffGo. So I'm going to get through this. I'm going to talk about PuffGo. And then at the end, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you what you can win on that stream. So don't go anywhere for about 15 minutes. But let's get through this. Now then, I am not a crypto gamer. The only game that I've really got involved with has been Star Atlas, which I think is a great game. It's Web3. It's going to be, for those of you as old as me, do you remember Elite? It's a trading game. It was 1984 it came out. Yes, 1984. I played that when I was 10 or 11 in my school. I think I played it on a BBC Acorn, okay, which was a yellow keyboard, black keys, a few red keys, old days. Chucky was another game. That's so long ago. Feels like 10 lifetimes ago. But Star Atlas is Elite. It's like if you took Elite and added everything that the universe has ever created in terms of technology and put it into a game, Star Atlas would be the great grandson or granddaughter of Elite, and it's amazing to see. That's why I bought some of their NFTs, because it's the end game of Elite. Elite was the first ever really good game in 1984. 40 years later, that hasn't been lost on me, by the way. 40 years later, we've now got Star Atlas. So go and check out Star Atlas. It's going to take another few years, but the main version of the game is starting to go live. Now, Mech Shooter. Metalcore originally launched on IMX back in May, but it's set to swap the chain for Solana. Now, you're going to see a lot of this. This is not new. This isn't the first time this has happened. We've even seen chains. Helium was a chain. Helium is now a token on Solana. I don't think this is the future. I think the future isn't jumping from chain to chain. I think the future is being multi-chain. So take Gala. I love Gala. I won't go near it because it's on Ethereum. That's it. I won't go near it because it's on Ethereum. And yes, it's on layer 2s as well, but I won't go near it because it's on Ethereum. Why hasn't Gala launched on Solana? Why do you have to pick your chain? Okay. So again, for me, it's going to swap over to Solana. It's the right move for a game. You know, we talk on here, Ethereum is more finance. Solana is more retail. You are going to get financial products launching on Solana because that's where retail is. But the gaming, the NFT, the culture of Solana is more suited to games than Ethereum. That's just the way it is, in the words of that famous song. So it's gone from Ethereum, Immutable X. Thursday, the move is set to take place alongside the start of the second season. Studio 369 cited Solana's exceptional ability to process a large number of transactions and growing ecosystem. Solana continues to show impressive growth and stability, being able to process billions of dollars in transactions while having a 99.95% uptime. Matt Candler, president and CEO, told Decrypt. He also cited Solana games like Star Atlas, we've just been talking about that, and Aurori, suggesting countless opportunities for cross-promotion and collaboration. Again, okay, this game can exist in multiple forms. Okay, there is no reason that metalcore characters can't appear in Star Atlas. Do you remember Ally McBeal, that American sitcom, or not sitcom show, that American comedy show? You always had characters from different series popping in and out of Ally McBeal. So Star Atlas is Ally McBeal, and metalcore is, I don't know, Tom, what's he called? Ted Danson. Okay. Fraser was in Cheers. Fraser got his own show. I'm going off on a tangent. In March, the studio announced it raised $5 million to help launch the game. The game launched into an open beta with Epic Game Store in September. Again, who do I think is going to dominate the metaverse? Okay, it's not going to be Sandbox. It's not going to be Decentraland. It's either going to be Epic Game Store or the makers of Grand Theft Auto 7, or whichever one it is that comes out in the future. Okay, it's going to be a gaming company that dominates the metaverse because they've got their user base. For me, my money would be on Epic Game Store. If I had $10,000 to invest in a stock today, I would go and buy Epic Game Store. Okay, yes, they've got Fortnite and plenty of other games, but they're going to roll them all into their own metaverse. They're going to combine them all. They're going to blur the edges. They're going to blur the lines. Once that happens and they create their own metaverse, other games can just come and plug in to Epic's metaverse. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, it sounds really complicated. You know, we've got metaverse. It's all about having a wallet with your assets and those assets being available in different games. So you have a spaceship from Metalcore. You can go and drive that spaceship around Mario Kart. You have a robot in Metalcore. You can use that robot in Fortnite. That's what it's all about. Having assets owned by the individual, so the ownership is theirs. That's why I don't understand why gamers don't want them. They can be rare skins, rare characters, whatever it might be, and allowing you to play that character in every game on the Epic Games Store family, not necessarily every game. That's where it's going to go to. That's what I want to see. We've seen a lot of positive traction and feedback following the launch. We had a very successful season 1 with strong KPIs. A healthy in-game economy is already taking shape. We've seen non-crypto native users purchase $100,000 worth of assets through the Web2 store. There we go. So Metalcore, very good, very happy to see this. Again, if I was going to launch a game tomorrow, it would be on Ethereum. There would be no second choice for that. It would be Ethereum. Solana. I would launch on Solana at the drop of a hat. But I would also create a strategy to bring in the likes of Cardano users, to bring in the likes of even Bitcoin maxis. I would build a system that allows different wallets to plug in. And yes, there's interoperability problems with NFTs going from Solana to Ethereum to whatever it might be. I know all of that, but that's a different story for a different day. Right then, let's move on very quickly. 11:55, we've got plenty of time. So I'm going to tell you about this. This is happening in 2 hours, okay? Now, this is a bit unusual for us. As I said at the very start of the stream, I was going to tell you about this project. We don't normally do games. We don't normally do gaming at AMAs, okay? It's not what we normally do. But this is the Puffverse, okay? It has games, it has stories, it has characters, and they are all Web3 games. It is on the Ronin network, okay? So there's your different characters, happy days. You've got your different kind of battle royales, arenas where you can go and fight each other and stuff like that. And this is the bit that I'm excited about, okay? The Oracle, Brogan, when he streams at 2 o'clock, he's going to spend the first half hour talking to one of the team at Puff. Then in the second half of the show, he is going to go into one of these arenas with you guys and compete against you, okay? Now, this is the very first time we've ever done a play to win, ever. I don't remember we've ever done anything like this before. Now, play to win is very simple. There's going to be some NFTs given away during this game, and there's also going to be some of the Puff token, or Puff points, sorry, given away on the stream as well. Now, as you can see, I am a duck out of water because this is not my cup of tea. But what I am going to do before we finish the stream, I'm going to come back to the prizes in a minute. Very quickly though, we're going to go back to look at the chart because like I said, I've been trying to get the stream finished for 12 o'clock or there or thereabouts because I don't want to keep people for an hour and 15 minutes. If we're streaming at 2 as well, it's a long day to watch Crypto Warehouse and we don't want to impose too much on your day. So I'm going to go back to the Bitcoin chart for a second and give you an idea of just where we have found resistance. Okay, I didn't know I'd have time to do this. So this is where we are. Okay, this is the kind of the resistance level that we're at. We are at, let me zoom in a little bit, 68.2 we have to break. After 68.2 we then have to break that candle close there, which is at 69. Okay, they're the two targets for the weekend, 68.2 and 69. Now we have got back above here. This is great. This trend line that we've been under it since March. We're back above it. Happy. Okay, Bitcoin gets a point for that. Breaking 68.2 today, maybe getting to 68.5 today, I'd be happy with that. Even 68.8, just below 69, I'd be happy with that. I would be happy if Bitcoin spent its weekend, and we're going to put it there. Okay, so we'll see how right or wrong I am on Monday. That's where I would like Bitcoin to spend the next 2.5, well, 1 trading day today and 2 weekend days. That's where I want it to spend its day. If we go into next week at 69,000, and then we can nudge above that towards Monday, Tuesday time, then we're going to go up, I think, and have a crack at 70,000. Remember, there is an absolute mountain of liquidity at both 70 and 72,000. There's just two. I've shown you the type of chart before. It shows you the liquidity on the bars across the screen. There's 2 massive yellow stroke white lines at 70 and 72. Okay, they're going to be taken out. Maybe we have a surge towards the end of October and we take them out. Remember, Thursday is the 31st. Wednesday, we're doing our Halloween stream, by the way, which I'll also show you in a minute. So before we go back, it is now 12 o'clock. I'm going to say goodbye to a couple of people. Don't go anywhere, wherever you are watching from, because a few of you are going to see the giveaway that we're going to do now. So give me 1 second. For those of you leaving you, what is a good price target for Aero? That's a good question. I nearly bought Aero at $1.08 today. I'm going to wait for it to come down a little bit more. If it does, that is. I would look at 80 to 90 cents. That's off the top of my head. Okay, let me get rid of a couple of these. If you're leaving now and our stream goes off, have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Okay, for those of you still here, thank you very much. This is what is happening. There is my big moon head. This is what is happening at 2 o'clock. It is the Binance Live AMA. Prizes will be given away. You need to download the game. The link to the game is on this Binance stream. Okay, so under Binance, it's never going to let me log in, is it? I can't log in from here. Right. Actually, you know what I can do? I can show you, because you are not on camera right now. So give me 1 second. I'm going to show you something very important. You cannot win in this game unless you are in the game. If you don't play the game, you don't win. Now, let me bring this up. Here we go. Perfect. So I can now switch from this. Actually, no, let's wait for it to load first. There we go. Okay. Now, there we go. This is so technology advanced for me. There we go. I'm back. Okay. So this is the Binance countdown for the Puff AMA. Puff Go AMA, play along and win NFTs. Now, this is what's important. The link to the game is there. Okay, download the game before the stream, pufffirst.pro. Go there, get it for your Android phone, you can get it for your Apple phone. Okay, this game is free. We have tested it. The Oracle has played it. It is a bundle of fun. But they're giving away 3 football NFTs and they're giving away 10 prizes of 250 points each. So go and add that reminder. Go and download the game. You've got 2 hours to go and download that game. And like I said, this is the first time we've done something like this. Okay. Now, the other thing, before I forget, next Wednesday is the new Halloween special. Myself and the Oracle will be dressing up for Halloween, but it will not be the Red Jedi Tariq. It will be something different that we're not going to tell you about. Then, the following Wednesday, it will be an US election special where we will also have our Chronos night. Now, we have some confirmed projects for that. We are going to have Wolf Swap. We are definitely, probably, certainly going to have Lazy Lions, Crow Originals, I think they're called, and we're speaking to Croak. 4 projects. We are going to give away some crypto on the Mew night and the Chronos night. So 2 nights, 2 lots of prizes. But today is the special one, okay? Please support us. Go and play that game. Go and show your support to Brogan. It will be on YouTube and it will be on Binance. But go and install the game because, like I said, if this works, and it works for the Oracle as well, he can do more of these, okay? But if there's no appetite for it, there's no point in doing them. So go and show your support. That is it from the stream. Actually, no, it isn't. I very quickly said I'd have a look at Aero. Very quickly then, for Eugene, let me go and have a look at Aero. And then I will go. What is it? 12:04. Okay, well, you're not doing too bad. Let's go and have a look at Aero for him. My chat has gone really slow. There we go. So this is Aero. As you can see, we haven't looked at this in an age. This is actually good for me as well because, to be honest, I was going to buy it today. Okay, I think if we go back, let me just correct this chart. A second, it's about that. Right. Okay. Now, that white line that I have put there, I put that there months ago, and we have just landed on it. I would say, if Aero keeps going down, I'd say 93 cents for Aero. But, like I said, that line, I drew that line a very long time ago. And I do not know why I drew that line, but it might have something to do with the fact that this was resistance. Maybe it has found support. So $1.09. It has been as high as $1.50 here. Back then, it was as high as $2. I think if we can get it anywhere between 93 cents and $1.05, I think that's a good buy. And I do have some money on the side. I might tickle Aero, but I don't know. I've got to try and stay away from FOMOing into every project I like. That's the problem. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Come and support Brogan in 2 hours. That's the best gift you can give us for Christmas. Just come into the chat, either on Binance or YouTube. Play the game with him. If we can get, and it's not a lot, if we can get 5 or 10 of you in the game at the same time, that would be absolutely fantastic. And that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for 1,000 concurrent users in the game. We'd love 5 or 10 of you to come and play. So I think Keshan and Mags are going to play. I'm going to be there. That's 3 of us. If any of others can be in there, that would be fantastic as well. So come and play. See you in 2 hours. Brogan will be streaming, not me. Have a good weekend, Eugene, Chris, Bullish Bull, everybody else. See you all. Actually, no, I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow at 1. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great weekend if I don't.